Time to replace the tires on our family's Chrysler Pacifica. These Advanta tires by Argus have been on the van since we purchased it, and they're about 50,000 miles now, which is pretty good for a tire made in China. It is the end of October in the upper Midwest. That means winter, ice, snow is right on the way. It's essential that you have good tires on your vehicle. It's not that common for people to put winter tires on, but it is very common to go with an all-season tire. And if your tires are marginal before winter, most people replace them before the season so they can stay on the road and out of the ditch. I mentioned these tires were made in China, and normally feedback from that is the tires are of okay quality, but they wear out faster. You can tell your tires, obviously you can measure tread depth, but most tires have what they call a wear bar. So that's this bar right here, and when you wear down to it, that means your tire is on its last legs and it needs to be replaced. So we have gotten the full life out of these tires. There's a little bit of tread left, which is essential to stop hydroplaning in warm weather, and then of course there's not much tread left to get through ice and snow. So it is absolutely time to replace these, and 50,000 miles is the limit for these tires. But that's good. Timing is right. I feel like I got the full life out of these tires, and I'm okay with replacing them now. The tires on the Pacifica, on this Pacifica, are 235, which is 235 millimeters wide tread by 65. 65 is called the aspect ratio. You multiply that 235 millimeters times 0.65, that gives you the height of the sidewall, and then 17, that's the diameter of the wheels in inches. So it's a little bit of goofy system. We're mixing inches and millimeters, but once you understand it, it's pretty straightforward. There is also an 18 and maybe now a 20-inch option for these Pacificas. Personally, I like the 17-inch version of the tires. That gives us the largest sidewall and the most comfortable ride. In general, the smaller our sidewall gets, so if our wheel grows, it eats up part of that sidewall and the aspect ratio reduces. And think of this sidewall as an additional spring in your suspension system that's cushioning the ride. One good thing on these Argus tires, they've been pretty quiet and comfortable over the 50,000 miles, so no vibrations or noticeable road noise on these tires, so that's a good option. Traction wasn't great in winter weather, and fuel economy was okay. It would be interesting comparing the new tires against these to see if there's any difference. But overall, this was an okay tire actually. Now it's time to select my new tires. Like everyone else, I'm always looking for a deal. Let's see what we can find. And normally I start at walmart.com. Go to their auto tires and industrial section. Go to all tires. And I start out here. I've got our Chrysler Pacifica in here with our tire size, and select find tires. I normally start at Walmart here. They don't always have the best sales, but they have the best consistent low prices on tires. So once we hit search, what it comes up with is the most popular tires first. So we can see a couple offerings by Goodyear, Hankook, and some other kind of lower, less known names as we go on. So the big tire that they carry is Goodyear, and they actually partner with Goodyear and make some tires that are only available at Walmart. So for example, $121 for this Goodyear Reliant tire is actually a very good price for a brand name tire. And then if we click on it here, we can get ratings. It's rated quite good. And what I like to look at is the details here, especially the ratings, the uniform tire quality grade. So this 600 is the wear rating on the tire. So 500, the higher the number, the better. Equivalent 600 is normally approximately 60,000 mile tread wear warranty on average, but it also depends on tread depth, which is listed here. So this website is pretty good at actually giving you the information of the tire. And then the letters are the traction and temperature rating of the tire. So they're both rated A on that field. And then we can come down to warranty, and we can see it has a 65,000 mile tread wear warranty, which is pretty darn good for a $121 tire, and it's a Goodyear. I have a soft spot for Goodyear. They are one of the oldest U.S. tire companies, and in fact, Charles Goodyear was one of the first to actually invent the vulcanization process for rubber. He started the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. This is his company. So pretty cool American inventor, businessman story with a very successful company still in business. So like I said, that is in the running. We can come and look at another option here, the Goodyear Assurance Outlast. So basically this is the same all-season tire, but it has a higher mileage rating. And if we scroll down and look at why that is, so Assurance is sort of their brand name that's out there for the higher quality passenger tires. But if we come down here and look at our quality grade rating, we see at 800 AB, so a little less on temperature, but we've got 800 on wear. So this tire is going to last a little bit longer. Plus the tread depth is 1/32 taller to begin with. So that's why this tire is a little bit more. It carries the Assurance name. It has this tread wear monitor built into it, some features that the lower cost tire does not. The next thing I do is keep my eye out for local ads, because in fall time in the upper Midwest here is a common time to purchase tires. So there's a lot of sales going on. One of them at a local retailer. Car dealers often do these 3 tires for the price of 4 sales. So I'm going to go to one of those, for example. It's a local farm supply store that also carries tires and automotive products. So again, if we go to their tire department here, I know Goodyear is currently 3 tires for the price of 4 tires for the price of 3. So if we put in our van information here, pick our tire size, we can get our brands. And they have this Goodyear Assurance All Season. We can see there's buy 3, get the 4th one free. If we take a look at this, this is quite equivalent to the Walmart Reliant tire, but it's carrying that name of Assurance. So it has that tread wear monitor, some things that the Assurance line carries that Reliant tire doesn't. But we can get this one, 4 of them for the price of 3. So right now, while the sale is going on, this tire is basically the equivalent cost of the Walmart one. And we come look at the rating here. It's actually a bit one less on temperature, but the tread wear rating is the same, and it carries the same 65,000 mile warranty. So this location is a little bit closer to my house than the local Walmart, so it's a little bit easier to coordinate drop off and not have to hang around for a while. So I'm going to go with this option. And again, don't forget to check the install prices of the tires. Everybody charges, between $15 to $30 per tire, and there's benefits to going to Walmart. They've got some free repairs and rotations and stuff like that sometimes built in. But just for the convenience, I'm going to go with this one. I get the Assurance name. Basically, it's the same tire. It carries the same tread wear, the same mileage rating, but it's at a local, more convenient place. Obviously, on a normal day-to-day basis, if the sale was not going on, Walmart would be a much better deal. So if you don't have any of these local sales, Walmart is almost always going to be your best bet. There's other big retailers, Costco, some of the other ones, but they don't deliver, in my opinion, the same value that Walmart does. Having this partnership with Goodyear and these specific tires lines for their stores, really you cannot beat their prices. And as far as the install, their technicians might not have the experience of some of the other places, but they do have very high quality equipment and procedures in place to help them out, overcome some of that. So I definitely would be going the Walmart route if I didn't have this local place with the sale on right now. Just got back from having the tires installed. Ended up just under $700, $675, something like that, total installed. Make sure to get new batteries in your pressure monitoring system. Otherwise, that's kind of annoying. If you don't put new batteries in it, and then they lose their signal and you'll get a warning light constantly. So that's something you should do. But there's nothing quite like new tires. They're always softer and quieter than with the old tires. Even though they didn't seem too bad, new tires are always nice. Did go with the Goodyear Assurance All season. Take a look. Nice tread pattern on there. We can see our wear indicators way down there. So we've got quite a bit of life in these. The other tires were already down to those. So it was definitely time. One other thing to consider when buying new tires is how many miles you put on a year and the different tread wear warranties. So it sounds great to get 85,000 miles out of a tire, but if it takes you 10 years to do that, ozone attacks rubber and tires. If you park your car outside a lot, they're going to dry out, they're going to start cracking. And even if they still hold air, the problem with them drying out is they make the ride harsher, they get louder, they're not as compliant as they used to be. So if you do the overall cost increase for life of the tire, financially it makes sense to get the longest rated tire you possibly can. But in practice, that's not always the case. If you're putting on a lot of miles, absolutely go with that. But if you're only putting on about 10,000, 12,000 miles a year, it probably doesn't make sense to go with those because they're going to dry out and get rough and loud before you use up the tread on them. Thanks for watching. I hope you found some value in one man's opinion on tires. Again, we each have to make our own decisions in life. Just showing you my opinion on the matter. Thanks for watching. Adios.